Okay, so today we're going to try to help you with something that can be super confusing, even if your English is amazing. University registration.
Yeah, it's a whole process, a whole new set of vocabulary.
It really is, and we're diving deep today into an English learning lesson,
That's
actually.
right. We found this great dialogue.
Yeah, it's all about university registration, so we're going to break it down for you
Hopefully make it crystal clear for everyone.
so you can register with confidence.
Exactly.
So right off the bat, they use two different phrases
Yeah.
in the very first interaction. Is this where I register? And then, I'd like to sign up for my courses. So for you, what's the difference between register and sign up?
Well, they both basically mean putting a name on a list officially, you know?
Yeah.
But you register for university, you register for classes, you register to vote in an election.
Right. It's very official.
It's a little more formal.
It feels more formal, and then sign up feels a little more casual.
Exactly. Yeah, like you sign up for a gym membership
Oh, right, yeah.
or a yoga class.
Some time for a newsletter.
Yeah, exactly.
So in the dialogue, Susan needed to register for her courses. And I mean, we've all been there, right? Trying to register for that new class and the website crashes or
Right.
you can't find your student ID. It's a whole thing.
It's always a scramble.
So once you're registered, they mentioned that Susan is a business major.
Right.
So what does major mean for you when we're talking about university?
Yeah, your major is your main area of study. It's your specialization.
Okay.
So for Susan, it's business.
Okay.
So, if you think about it, like a university degree is maybe like 100 classes or something like that. A good chunk of them, like 50, will be in your major, in your area of specialization.
Okay, so that's a pretty big chunk.
Yeah, it's significant.
It's your main focus.
Exactly.
So then she also mentions wanting to get a minor in psychology.
Right.
So what does having a minor mean?
So a minor is like a secondary area of study.
Yeah.
It's less intensive than your major,
Yeah.
but it lets you explore something else you're interested in. So for Susan, she wants to do psychology. And they mentioned some specific courses in the dialogue, like fundamental linguistics, consumer psychology, neuroanatomy.
Wow, she's going to be busy.
Yeah, she's going to have a full schedule.
So if a major is maybe like 50 classes, how many are we talking for a minor?
Yeah, a minor is usually fewer courses, maybe like 30 out of that 100.
Right.
So it gives you some solid background in that area, but it's not the main focus.
Okay, so she's also talking about taking additional credits.
Right.
What are credits when it comes to university?
Okay, so credits are like these points that are attached to each class that you take. And you need a certain number of credits to graduate. So one class might be worth 4 credits, another one might be 6 or 8, depending on how much work is involved or how important it is to your major.
Okay.
So it's not just about how many classes you take, it's about how many credits those classes are worth.
I see. So some classes are sort of weighted more heavily.
Exactly, yeah. And, they mentioned that Susan wants to take additional credits, so she's obviously trying to reach a specific number to graduate.
Right. So if you need 120 credits to graduate, you got to make sure you're taking those higher credit classes.
Exactly, especially the ones in your major.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's all strategy.
Then she's told that she needs to make her first tuition payment.
Oh, yeah.
So what does tuition refer to?
Tuition is the money that you pay specifically for your education. So at a university or a private school, or even if you're taking a language course, it's the cost of the instruction, but teaching the resources, like libraries, labs.
Right.
It doesn't usually include things like your housing, your food, or your textbooks.
Right. It's really just the pure teaching cost.
Exactly.
Okay, so then they mention Susan's in her second year.
Right.
So are there any kind of special things to keep in mind about how you say what year you're in at university?
Yeah, in university, we use the terms first year, second year, third year, fourth year.
Okay.
It's important to use those terms and not say grade 1, grade 2, like you might in high school or primary school.
So you wouldn't say Susan is in grade 2 of university?
No, you would say Susan is in her second year.
Okay, got it.
And there are also these U.S.-specific terms that you might hear, which can be a bit confusing.
Yeah. The whole freshman-sophomore thing.
Exactly.
I never quite understood that.
So in the U.S., they use freshman for first year. So the idea is these students are fresh out of high school, new to the university.
Oh.
And then sophomore for second year. It's a bit of a weird word.
It is.
But apparently it comes from Greek, and it means something like wise fool, like someone who has a little more experience but is still learning.
Interesting.
Junior is for a third year, like, a junior manager, they're almost at the top.
Yeah.
And then senior for fourth year. So the most experienced students.
So you might hear someone say, I'm a sophomore at Arizona State University, but that's
Yeah.
really only in the U.S.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Very specific.
So Susan also isn't sure if her class schedule will let her take all the classes she wants. What is a
Yes.
class schedule? So your class schedule is basically a timetable. It shows all your classes, the days of the week, the
Right.
times and the locations of each class.
Oh, okay, so like a gym schedule or a work schedule.
Exactly, yeah. It helps you stay organized and make sure you don't have any conflicts between your classes.
And you know where to go.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of the individual words now. Let's look at some phrases that they highlighted and how they're used.
Okay.
So one was to sign up for something. We touched on this before.
Yeah,
But it's similar to register, right? But it's usually less formal.
right. So more casual.
So they give the example, I'd like to sign up for my courses,
Mm.
which could also be, I'd like to register for my courses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It depends on the context.
But then they give other examples like signing up for a gym membership or signing up to help at a meeting.
Right. It's for things that are maybe a bit less official.
Oh, yeah, or like signing up for something online and then you get a million spam emails.
We've all been there.
That's the worst.
It's a hazard of the internet.
Okay, and then they talking about your year of study like second year.
Right.
So the key thing here is to avoid using grade or like year 1 or year 2.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to stick with first year, second year, third year, fourth year,
Okay.
and last year if you're in your final year.
So not grade 1 of university.
No.
That would sound strange.
It would sound very odd, yeah.
Okay, and then lastly they highlight class schedule,
Right.
which is just a specific use of the word schedule.
Yeah, it's your timetable for your classes at university. It's nice and clear.
Okay, great. So I think we've really covered all the key vocab and phrases you need to know.
Yeah, hoping this has made things a bit clearer for everyone.
And less scary.
Exactly.
So the big takeaway here for you, the listener, is that if you can learn the specific language of something like university registration,
Yeah,
it makes the whole thing so much easier.
it gives you confidence.
Yeah, you feel like you belong. So as you continue on your learning journey, think about what other insider terms you might need to learn for different areas.
Yeah, that's a great question. What other areas do you need this kind of specialized vocabulary for?
What can you deep dive into?
Exactly,
Think-
and really unlock.
and unlock that knowledge.
Yeah.
It's like a key.